Hi everyone, my name is Mitchel Ihezue Miss World Nigeria, ex Miss Universe Nigeria, president of Mitchel Ihezue Foundation, etc., etc.
Hi everyone, my name is Beauty Ihezue Tukura, 43rd Miss Nigeria, lawyer, reality TV star, and a lifestyle influencer. And together we're on Her Money, Her Power with the She Tank
and Bella Niger.
So Michelle, are you ready?
I am. Let's get down to business.
Okay. You first.
Question number one.
Okay.
Oh, this is funny. If your account balance were gold right now, how many carats would it be?
How many carats of gold do we have? 18, 20.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'll be modest. I'll do 24 carats gold. At least I think that's the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 24K.
24K. So I should send my account, Abby?
Madam, Harvard.
Mm?
Harvard.
No, right now.
You want us to go into it? You're my madam here. You're the boss here. All right, Michelle, I have the first question for you.
Okay.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on, but you have zero regrets about? Be honest. No lies.
Okay. Flight tickets to go and eat.
Where? You went to take gelato. Where?
No, it wasn't. It's not like that. So it's. I was in Lagos.
Okay.
And I really wanted to eat from this restaurant in Abuja, so I flew from Lagos to Abuja to go and eat and flew back.
Okay, Queen.
I mean, the food was nice.
No, so the thing is, I'm not judging you because I'm someone that would spend money for an experience.
Yeah.
So for me, that's like memories and experiences. And once, one of one. So yeah, that goes.
Okay, so second question. Would you rather invest in a risky but exciting new business idea, or put all your money in safe, boring stocks?
Why do the stocks have to be safe and boring? So I think I would rather put my money in a new business idea.
That's risky.
Yeah. So the thing with me is I love to take risks. At almost every point in my life I've had to take risks. I feel like when you play too simple and you play too comfortable, you get stuck in your comfort zone. So it's good to step out and try new things. So as long as the business idea, I can see a 5-year plan and I see that it's lucrative, it is a business that is to solve a problem. Because I like to jump on businesses that provide solutions, because that way you know that it's a functional business. Yeah, why not? I'll do it.
I think I would take safe and boring. It's money. Just put it somewhere safe. At least I know what I'm
just
getting
lock it
when I'm getting it, and I can plan with it.
But what if your business picks up? And for example, let's say you were making candles and then you end up selling like over 100,000.
Yeah, so I had cash somewhere safe and boring. I can then take the safe and boring cash and put it in the business. So I like to.
No, but now they ask it's an all situation. So is it this or that?
Well, what if the candle business fails and I lose all my money? So it's
well,
a what if.
The good thing with business, I mean, over time we know that just because a business fails doesn't mean it can't pick up again. Yeah. So why not? Instead of just keeping my money somewhere. I mean, it's just like these guys that put their money in this company and the company wrapped.
Safe and boring day. Any day.
All right, Michelle, over to you. Would you rather win 10 million naira in the lottery or find out you have a long lost billionaire relative?
10 million naira in the lottery.
That's a wise decision.
It's my money. I can spend it how I want, do anything I want with it.
Please note to everybody watching.
At the mercy of anybody. I don't have to do things that I don't want to because I want access to the money. So 10 million in the lottery anytime. I
agree with you. Yeah. That would be my choice too, because your relative's money is not your money.
It's not your money.
Yeah, so
if it's not in my account, it's not mine.
Okay,
so third question. What does her money, her power mean to you?
Her money, her power. It's deep. I could explain it in many ways, to be honest. I could tell my own story of what, having my own money was able to do for me as a woman, change my life and give me power and access to a lot of things. But generally, I would say it's just the ability of a woman to be in total control of her finances. That's her spending, her savings, her having access to loans and credits, having the education, now background to even get into the job market. So Having your money as a woman can uplift you, and just helps you gain access into like all the places that you want to do all the things that you need to do. Nobody's controlling you, nobody's telling you how to spend your money, when to spend your money, nobody's looking down on your financial decisions. As a woman, you get to take them and make them and stand on business. So basically it's a lot. We can sit here and talk about what it means to me all day. But personally, I'll say my Biscura story, I've been a girl that was broke and I had nothing, absolutely nothing. Not because my father did not have money, but because I chose to leave my father's house and start my own life. So you know how it is. The money is actually the freedom. That's what I actually learned at the age of 22. The moment I left my father's house to become Miss Nigeria and start my life, of course, the money wasn't coming in anymore. I wasn't even collecting it anymore. So at that point, I knew, okay, I have to start making my own money, and that will give me my own power. So that's just what it means to me.
Oh, that's nice.
And I realized having my own money, pursuing my own path, it gave me the ability to pursue my own path. And even when we have like family meetings now, they want to also hear from me.
Yes.
You're making financial contributions to the family too, not just taking from the family. So it takes you to a whole new level as a human
new
being.
dimension.
Yes.
That's nice.
All right, Michelle, are you ready for the next question?
Yes.
So I'm throwing the question back to you, but I'm rephrasing it this time around.
No, wow.
What does women's economic power mean to you?
Women's economic power. I think for me, it means women having control.
Yeah.
To summarize it, women having control over their lives. When you have the ability to make your own decisions, when you have control over your resources, over how you use those resources, I think that's basically what women's economic power is. And I think that's really important for any human being. I mean, for a long time, it's usually been men. Women have to wait on men to take some certain decisions. It was just till how many years ago that a woman could open her own bank account without permission from her husband and all of that. So women economic power is just a woman having full-on control, 100% control, and the right to do with her life as she pleases. I think that's just to summarize it.
I agree with you, Queen. Yeah, I agree. Perfect.
Okay, number 4. These your questions are interesting.
My question.
How has
I think I like yours more.
How has your mindset
Yeah.
about women being financially independent evolved over the years?
Wow. How has my mindset about women being financially independent evolved over the years? I mean, that's literally a historical question. If we want to even go back in time, at least we could even say, generally, I think in present day, we can clearly see that women having financial independence is just showing us that there's been a shift of gender roles, or women taking up more roles. And I'll explain. In the 1800s, before now, what were women's roles? They were restricted to household duties, domestic duties.
Having children.
Women could not even have their own like landed properties. Men managed, women's assets and stuff like that. Industrial evolution, we begin to see women getting more into the workspace, fighting for their rights. I even dare say that a lot of feminist movements led us to this place that we are today.
Actually, yes.
And then within World War One, World War Two, you see women now actively fighting for their rights, the rights to vote, the rights to, own their own properties, the rights to education. And these are some of the things that has brought us to this modern day era where we can now see women taking up a lot of space. Women have taken up space from politics to business to in all areas. Women are very self-aware now. In fact, I dare say women are the future right now.
They are.
So my dear, it's history. It's a long story. If I'm to answer your question, I would say everything that's happened over the years has led us to this moment, and what can help us get better in the future is just more policies, that include women, that allow women to express themselves financially and help really put us in that job market and lock in our financial power. All right, over to you. Growing up, what are the misconceptions or beliefs you held about women having money?
So I grew up in Onitsha.
Okay.
And in
It's
a very
business zone.
It's a business zone, yes, but it's also a very conservative area. It's very conservative, and there are some misconceptions that were around us at the time. So, for example, it wasn't right for a woman to earn more than her husband,
Yes, no.
or it's not right for a woman to even earn. So you would have things like when a woman receives her salary, she sends it to her husband, or they pay the woman's salary directly to her husband's account, and then the husband then gives her what he feels she
like.
should have access to. And I think those misconceptions kind of um, shaped my mindset earlier on, because it was like, okay, you can work, but don't be too hardworking so you don't scare men away.
Yes,
You can have
oh
money,
my
but not too
God.
much
Not too
money.
much money.
Even when you have money, kind of
Yes.
tone it down so people
Because it's
don't
almost
know.
like you're challenging their traditional gender
Yes,
roles.
exactly.
So it's like,
Don't have too much money so you don't challenge the man. If you're coming from a rich background as a woman and you're marrying somebody that is not as rich as you have to tone down your lifestyle.
but
And
back in the day,
yes,
rich women even had some advantage because they used to get dowries, if you remember.
yeah, but who takes
A
the
bit
dowry?
of
It's the
their
man.
inheritance
It's the
and
man that
stuff
takes
like
the
that.
dowry.
Well, it depends on how wealthy.
It's the man that ends up taking it. So I think all of those misconceptions were there. You can't earn more than the man. You cannot live beyond what your husband permits you to. For how you dress is your husband permitting you to, like, okay, you have to look a certain way. You cannot be too flashy. You cannot be, okay, you can be flashy, but not as flashy as this. So I think for me, the misconception about um, women having their own money or having their own economic freedom or having their economic power was completely dependent on on the man. Yes.
That's very deep.
So, how has having economic power changed the way you approach opportunities in your career and life?
Oh yes. How has having economic power changed the way I approach opportunities, right? And
In your career
in
and
my
life.
career and life. So I want to say this as plainly as I can. Having my own money helps me make my own decisions at my own pace, at my own time. And I think I want to tie that to also knowing self-awareness as a woman, like knowing your financial capability and worth. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for example, in this industry where we are, it's saturated. There are many young people looking for opportunities. I've had cases where someone will call me for a job and I tell you this is my fee for the job, but because you know that there's someone that will take it cheaper, you want to use it to intimidate me. But in times like that, I just say, okay, this is how much I'm gonna pay because I know the value that I'm gonna bring here. So you see, that's where the self-awareness comes from. I know my value, so I'm not gonna accept anything that is less than my
what you're
worth.
worth,
So in cases like that, I walk away. But you see, the problem is when you walk away, there's someone else who is always willing to take the job. There's someone else who's always willing to take that job. In fact, for probably 1% of what you were ordered.
Even for free.
For
just
free.
exposure.
Let's be for real. Even in modeling, it happens. Yes, they say, oh, it's the exposure. But I keep telling people, I keep encouraging people, learn to charge your worth. Know how to compartmentalize your finances. Spend on what you need, not what you want. And especially like with brands, okay, for example, let me even give you something that clearly really happened. A brand came, asked like three of us for our prices. We gave them our prices. Then they went to somebody from the same big brother, and the person was there willing to do it for free. I called her and I told her something. I said, if everybody does this thing for free, at what point are you going to start making money? Or is it fake life you are trying to live here? Because that's not what some of us are doing. No, it's not exposure anything. Some of these brands can pay, but they just don't want to pay. So in cases like this, having my own money gives me the ability, and knowing who I am, the value that I bring to the table, gives me the ability to say, no, I'm not going to take it. Yes, I walk away from a lot of opportunities that do not serve me or are not going to serve me in the long term. In fact, my manager knows my mathematics, the way I apply it, I tell them is 1 to 10. So let me explain. You can go and sign 10 deals, but I'll take 1 over 10 because that 1 is as heavy as a 10. So that way, I don't get to work with everybody. I don't even want to work with everybody. It helps me to pick who I work with and work with only people that see my value and can pay me for my value. So a lot of people get no's from me because I have my money and I know my power.
Nice, nice, nice.
Okay,
It's my
so
turn.
my
Nonsense.
manager knows you can't use money to move me in this industry. She'll tell you if it's money, just wait. Like that's not like it's not about it's not just and then funny how there are some jobs that I agree to do it for less than because I see the value in the project. I should have said this on camera too. Because I see the value in the project. It's not necessarily about the money now coming to me. It's because I know that okay, me participating in this project is going to have so and so impact. I tell people some of us work from a place of impact first. I think that's what my Miss Nigeria background does to me, even in the entertainment field. It's not just about vibes, cloud chasing, or cruise. No.
It's about the impact you're having on society and
Long
people
term.
around
I've done so many jobs with social, like corporations that I'm not getting anything for it, but I know that the impact of this and the message is going to go farther than and even outlive me. And for me, that's enough. So you see, it's just there's self-awareness too. It's part of it, really. Now, your question, Queen. Was there a light bulb moment when you knew you had to get your money up and own your economic power? And what led to it?
There's so many moments like that when it's like, yeah, I have to get that money.
Share with us.
I have to
Tell
get
us
that money.
something.
I would say let's start from like way back, yes. So growing up and watching my mom. My mom has been working in the banking industry for over 25, 26 years.
Wow, that's long.
And just watching the way she stood out from other women. So like in places where other women were not allowed to have a voice or say something,
She had a voice.
she was able to speak. And even till now, like, I mean, we live in Onitsha, my parents are in Onitsha, and so it's a very conservative environment. But you can see that the way people regard her, or the level of regard she has from people, both from women and from men, is different from what some other people are getting. And why is that? Because of she has that, like you said earlier, self-awareness. She has her own money, she has her own power, and so therefore she can make decisions for herself, well thought out decisions, those decisions that are influenced by what she's
By
getting,
the lack of money.
or by the
even.
lack of money, exactly.
I'm telling you.
So watching her as a child and even as a young woman right now, it's like I need to get my money. I need to get my power and get to the point where I can stand in any room and speak.
So you're saying she's
my
a role
mind.
model too.
She's a role model, exactly. And what other moments? I think there are also some to make it lighter as well, like some vex money situations.
Give us some beauty queen. As a beauty queen, did you have those moments?
Where
you were just like, you know what,
vex money, they're like vex money situations. Like, you know what? If I had my money, I would not even be here in the first place. So let me just leave here and get my money. So there are a lot of situations, especially as a young woman that is beautiful and in Lagos. As a fine girl in Lagos.
I can relate. I know what you're about.
And then some tiny-legged people who feel because they have one small change in their pocket, they can talk to you anyhow or treat you anyhow, and they feel like their money excuses them. So in that moment, it's like, okay, I have my money, but I feel like if I had more, I wouldn't even be in this space. But
so those are the moments that lead you to want to get your money up.
Exactly. In that
those
moment,
are teaching moments when you're just like, if I had this money, if I was this, if I was that.
I want to say you won't even see me for us to even be having this conversation, but no problem. So in that moment, you're like, I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
But next year, I'm not sure you will be in the same room as I am, because by then, everything would be up. We would have not level up, I would have passed you. So I think in those moments, and also in the corporate space, because I worked 9 to 5 for a while. Yes. And in that moment as well, you have people that just, for no reason, just want to... It was fine. I liked it, actually, for the time that I was there. It was nice. I enjoyed it. But in that space, you have people that just, because they feel they know what you're earning,
they want
to look down on you, intimidate you, and all of that, and then treat you anyhow. And then some people just assume, as a girl that is doing 9 to 5, I can do whatever I want, or say whatever I want, or treat you anyhow I want. So in that moment, you're like, okay, I'm currently working at this level, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my head down, and I'm going to get to this certain level just to prove a point. Yes. Not just to them, but also to myself, that I can actually do it. Because I was working in a male-dominated area. I was in sales, and I was in Abuja. I think we're just two men.
Sales is no joke.
Yes. We're just two ladies in the entire team in the north. So when we go when we go to the market or go to see customers, people are like, you lady, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And I'm like, if I keep at this, in the next 1, 2, 3 years, I'll be a regional sales manager, or I could even be head for the country. Do you understand? So in that moment, you're like, no problem. I understand that this is what people think. And for most of them, it's because they don't know better.
Yes, true.
So it is now my responsibility to get that money up, to get my power back, and educate them that these things are achievable and possible for women. So next question. Okay, we're back to the fun questions.
Oh, well, that's a fun question. Yay!
If
Okay.
your partner decides to step back from work and take care of the family full time,
like a house husband,
would you be comfortable being the sole financial provider?
So the thing is, this question for me.
I think it's just yes or no. You don't need to speak.
No. So the question for me is really a yes and no. So let me explain.
Okay.
If I had like Rihanna type of money, do you understand what I mean? Yes, please be a house husband for all you want. My dear, don't work. If you want to stay at home, stay at home. At least I know I have enough. But if that's not the case, and so I want to judge from where I am now, the kind of man I need now, as I am right now. I'm working. I'm a working babe. I'm trying to get my money up. So I need a man that wants to get his money up too. So it's not gonna. This beauty sitting here, no, I can't be with a house husband. And I'll tell you why. Because for me, the attraction too comes from the fact that I like to see my man working hard. Like it gingers me because I have ginger. Do you understand? I'm a hard worker. I love to chase money. I love to work. I love to hustle. So I need someone that has that fire. So we're just burning. Yes, we're burning together. If not, our house husband will work. It's not. Please avoid me because if I start crying, I want to cry. I'm laughing.
It's that deep.
In 2024. All right, Michelle, over to you. So, as a beauty queen, what's one misconception about being a beauty queen that you helped break?
I think that I broke a lot of them. But I think the one that kind of stands out for me now, especially around the conversation we're having, is that beauty queens aren't supposed to work.
Preach, sis.
So the misconception is that as a beauty queen, when you finish, you're supposed to just go into charity, which is a very wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Just to do charity and then become a model and then become a baby girl and just find one man to just pay all your bills. And as you're working as a fine girl, people are just dropping money behind you.
Is that how it is?
Well, that's what people think.
People didn't give me the updates.
That's what people think. And so for me, it was beauty queens actually having like work 9 to 5 and having like business. So I know there are a lot of people that had businesses, but people just expect it to be fashion related. Yeah. It's not popular to see like a beauty queen that works in a bank. True. Or works as an architect or an engineer. It's always either
modeling, actor,
or in fashion, or then recently you have to be a nurse, so that it's like that's caring as a woman. You have to be nurturing.
Well, we have other beauty queens.
Yeah,
there's Unuaku.
Yes,
I think she was before you. Yes, she does office.
Yes, she worked with. She's still working with GT Bank. I think.
Okay, yes. See.
So for me, it was that working 9 to 5 and working in a male-dominated space, which is sales, right? Sure. And for my job back then, I had to move a lot. So I moved to Uyo. I was living in Uyo for a while. And then in Uyo, I was covering Calabar. I was covering Aba. I was jumping banana boats from Oron to Calabar and all of that. So when people... I can't swim either, but here we are. So when people would see me like on the field, they'd be like, are you not so and so person? What are you doing here? Is there no money again? So I'm like...
Do you know that annoys me?
Yeah, it's like,
why must there be no money because I'm doing that?
Because I'm working doesn't mean that there's no money. I'm actually working so that I can have more money and have my own money and have my own power. So I think that misconception is something that I'm very happy that I was able to break in the minds of a lot of people, not just people that are outside the beauty, pageant scene, but also people in the pageant scene, because some of the girls realize that, I don't have to give up my entire life to become a beauty queen, because I had people saying things like, I had to resign my job. I had to change industries because of this.
You know, one person that motivated me to be queen, and I think I've told her this before, was Ihezue. You know, before I went for Miss Nigeria, I was studying law. So in my head, I kept looking like, are there other lawyer beauty queens like me that have actually studied law, graduated, and all of that. And then I saw her and I was like, this lady is practicing and she's still Miss Nigeria, and stuff. And so those are the kind of people young girls need to look at, please. You don't need to live your life like she has said at all.
Okay, so your turn, Abby?
Yes, sir. Is it fun or serious?
It's serious. We're back to serious. Yeah. How can society put systematic structures in place to boost women's economic power?
Systematic structures to boost women's economic power. So, just like I said earlier, for me, and just like you said, economic power means a woman's ability to control all her, but everything that has to do with financial decisions concerning her life, and systematic what?
Systematic structures in place.
Structures. I would say education is a start.
Yes.
A lot of
Very
women
important.
lack financial literacy, although it's changing now. I would say before now, a lot of women lacked financial literacy, but I think this generation, I would give us our flowers. Like women are actually sitting up, women are doing a lot of skill acquisition programs. They're getting those skills that they need to actually move forward in life and get into the job market and assist themselves and their families. So, education, under education, skill acquisition still comes under that. So educate them, give them the skills for them to learn and get that everyday urgent 2K or 3K or whatever. And apart from that, I'd also say give women access to loans, credit, financial services. Like a lot of women and businesses don't have access to these things. One bank I would commend today is Providus, because they're doing an amazing job. GT Bank too, I see all they're doing for women. We need more social organizations to put together, like activities that help and opportunities, make policies that help women, uplift them and give them financial freedom. What else? Systematic structures. What else can I talk about?
I think
Laws. We have a lot of laws now. I mean, this is not like the olden days, so maybe that's why I'm not really pressing on laws, because right now women can vote, women can work in, like, women have access to, yes, so it's not like before, but we just need more of these opportunities, for women. But education for me is
I think education is the foundation. That's
credit and financial services. That's another approach, and I think I'll just leave it at those two for now.
So, final question.
All right.
Drum rolls, please. Say something encouraging to women out there working hard to gain financial independence and economic power.
Okay, so maybe I should look at the camera for this one. Hi, woman. If you're watching this, I want to know that you're amazing, you're beautiful, and my advice to every woman seeking financial freedom and economic power out there is, if you're already working, continue doing what you're doing. If you're not working and you're in school, focus on school, because education is a very good place to start and learn financial literacy. It prepares you for the outside world. Education is not a waste. I tell people, no matter how people try to downplay it, like, oh, I didn't go to school, but I'm this. No, education is not a waste. And the people that will rule this world and make all the financial decisions in future are people that are educated and know exactly what to do and what kind of businesses to engage in, especially because the world is changing. And now the unconventional jobs are taking over the conventional jobs. Nobody is really wanting to do the 9 to 5, but 9 to 5 is still extremely amazing. But if you have a talent or you have a startup, please, if the idea is good, just start. That's another problem a lot of women have with starting. I'm like that. I could have an idea and I want to keep it for like 100 years, just thinking and thinking. And guess what? I will finalize and do all the T's, dot all my T's and I's, but I just don't start. So I'm learning to start, and I'm encouraging you, if you're watching this, please start. Don't be afraid to seek out loans for your businesses. Don't be afraid to, reach out to like bank institutions and see the opportunities that are there. Speak to people. Mentorship is not a waste. You need a mentor. If you need a mentor, get one. Networking, up your networking skills, because networking allows you to learn from people who have the results that you are also looking for. So mentorship, networking, education, there's a lot that you can do, woman, and I hope that you start doing it. I love you very much, and I hope and wish you financial freedom and power. Okay, and our final question for today, Queen Michelle, can you please say something inspiring to women trying to toe unconventional paths amidst societal expectations?
Okay. So for any woman that is trying to toe unconventional paths amidst societal expectations, one thing you should remind yourself constantly is that societal expectations always change. It's never the same thing. What women were expected of as at 3 months ago has changed. Nobody remembers that anymore. People are now focused on a new thing. So you cannot live your life based on what people are going to say, based on what society expects of you. I feel like you as a woman should, I mean, that's why we're having this conversation, should have your own power, be yourself, and revel in the power that you have as a woman. And when you do that, what that does is that you begin to live your life outside expectations. And then you have expectations that you have created for yourself. So the only expectation you should try to live up to is yours, if it is right. So, I mean, people like to say, I want to live my life the way I want. But as long as it is right, morally, I don't support immoral activities. But yes, so basically just try to live outside these expectations because they are not permanent. They change all the time. And be yourself at all times and just keep at it. Keep your head down. At some point, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. In fact, maybe it might be at the point you decide to give up that your hard work finally pays. So just keep at it. Keep your head down. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. And at the end of the day, you will be proud that you kept at it and that you did not give up. And your people around you will be proud of you, your family, your loved ones, your children, if you want to have children, will be proud of you at the end of the day.
Queen, did you enjoy the conversation?
Yes, I had lots of fun.
I had lots of fun too. Idan ke na mace ne kina kallon wannan abu kar ki zo na gida ki tashi ki je ki aiki ki samu kudin ki kinji. Idan kina da kudin ki ko namijin ki ma zai so ki sosai.
There's this song, Minibo, and we're gonna go. My dear Horonanya. I know the way it goes, and then it says, so please, don't be like my dear Horonanya. As a woman, have to get your money up. Gawe te gogi. Jide gogi, ma ije goya. Ji undu ya ji, what is power in Igbo? Ji power ya, abi? Yes. Ma ije goya, jinke ya, or jike ya. So as a woman, go out there, get your money, get that money up, put in the work, put your head down, put in the work, and I didn't know why dear Horonanya biko. Especially na era Tinubu a enwe kan he sedere so ogo wine biko basembo ike kijide ego only.
Everything the Queen said and more. And if you want to follow up on the conversation across all social media platforms, you can do that by following the hashtag
Her money, her power.